Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It has been exactly 3 weeks ago that the Filipino nation roared in jubilation over the dramatic retaking of the World Flyweight Championship by an obscure and very self-effacing young man at the expense of an arrogant and high-flown Korean. Anyway, today, coffee shop circles, barber shop circles, and even sari-sari store circles are still abuzz with lively talk about what has to be one of the most dramatic, one of the most brutal, one of the most bloody, and one of the most fiercely fought championship fights in Philippine history since the glory days of Gabriel Flash Elorde and the Thrilla in Manila. Well, today, specifically tonight, we are going to respond to the clamor of millions of boxing fans throughout the archipelago for a replay of that 15-round epic. And in addition, we have also assembled a glittering cast of who's who in sports, as well as some of the central figures in that great event, for them to share with us some of the valuable insights behind what has to be the greatest event so far in 1988 for Philippine sports. Of course, you will also recognize a very fine lady whom I have often described as the Lady Dean of Philippine sports columnists. You recognize her mainly because of that very colorful feature of hers during the PBA coverage. It's called Time Out. This is Miss Beth Celis. Hello, Beth.
Hello.
Just a hello from her just sent my heart a-fluttering all over again. Beth, did you get to see the fight on television at least? I didn't see it ringside, so I'm sure you weren't there.
I was watching from television.
And what were your impressions?
No, I'd like to ask Lando first
Okay.
a question. Ang nasirang by Elorde nag-train sa'yo, no? Ngayon, ano natutuhan mo sa kanya? Tsaka, kasi marami nakapansin na yung puso ni Bay. Nandun din yung puso
yung tapang.
Yung tapang.
Ewan ko lang kasi, hindi ko alam. Pero sinabi rin sa akin bago siya mamatay. Ang sabi niya, huwag ka lang mag-abuso. May kinabukasan nga, sabi niya, huwag mo kalimutan yung taas. Mag-ensayo ka mabuti. Pagdating ng ensayo, mag-ensayo ka. So, tinuro yun sa akin. Basta lahat naman yung kung paano strategy ng asunto. Ano naman sinunod ko naman lahat na iniwan niya sa akin.
Siya ang idolo mo.
Siyempre.
But you said you were going to ask another question.
I'm going to ask you a question, Joe, because I know that you have this uncanny ability to predict with amazing accuracy the outcome of a fight.
Kamukha ba ako ni Madang Amaro Auring? Pero hindi ba? Sige.
Hindi, si Rena Mariano.
Yeah.
How did you predict this one? Kasi nakausap ko yung mga talagang boxing experts, parang hindi sila masyadong believe na mananalo si Rolando eh. Tell me honestly, what was your prediction?
I went on record during the first press conference, which we held about a month and a half before the fight, right, Laura?
Yes.
I went on record that I felt that he had a 70% chance of winning against Chang Ho Choi. Of course, I was greeted with a lot of very skeptical looks from the press people on hand. But anyway, I'm glad that he came through. Well, I've known this young man also. We've been following his career, especially through ringside at Elorde's, and we felt really that he had a great potential. The only thing was, one thing funny about that, Rudy and Manny and Beth, about that fight was, although he is the local boy, more people knew Chang Ho Choi than they did Bohol in the fight.
Right.
And that was because of Penalosa's, or rather Chang Ho Choi's conquest of Dodie Boy Penalosa. And he was veritably an unknown quantity on that night of the fight. And he really showed them how, didn't he?
Alam mo, Joe, kami hindi tatanong ni Beth Celis, but we will volunteer. 2 weeks before the Rolando Bohol Chang Ho Choi encounter, Tempo, through the columns of Mr. Rudy Navarro and myself, predicted that Rolando Bohol would win by decision. And we were proven right.
You were proven right, I know.
Yeah, I said Bohol will win on points, and he will, if he loses, it will be by knockout.
How well did you do in the Tyson fight?
Oh, I picked Tyson too.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is getting to be very interesting. We will elicit a lot more information from Rolando Bohol here.